As endeavors get more creative, the curve gets steeper. The split between the top and the average grows. At first, we were saying that 80-20 is the split, but in Price's law, the split is the square root. These are some big ideas about life that I think you should know. In my course, we cover these in week 1 because I think they're essential concepts to self-creation. First category is actions. This is the way that we fulfill our needs and build from the ground up. First, the Pareto Principle, the idea that much of my work is based on. Life is concentrated. The things that matter and make a difference are rare. You can learn to find them and harness them. The Pareto Principle shows that there are these wild splits of reality, that a small amount of things create the vast amount of difference, that the rare and beautiful are found in rare and hard to reach places. It shows that life has these wild splits and this average split where our minds and our hearts love to think things fall 50-50. The split that ends up happening more often is 80-20. Here's an example. You likely wear 20% of your clothes 80% of the time. You probably see your favorite 20% of your friends 80% of the time. 20% of the worst drivers on the road cause 80% of the accidents. 80% of products are bought by their 20% best customers. The 20% worst criminals cause 80% of the crimes. Kind of starting to make sense to you? The split is everywhere, and you can tie your mind in knots finding this in reality. But you can use it to harness the most effective things and reduce the things that are causing you harm or holding you back. Within the Pareto Principle is Price's law. As endeavors get more creative, the curve gets steeper. The split between the top and the average grows. At first, we were saying that 80-20 is the split, but in Price's law, the split is the square root. For example, in a company with 100 employees, roughly 10 people, the square root of 100, will produce 50% of the work. This has been measured and tested for 150 years, and there's tons of evidence for it. No matter how select the workforce, this crazy split ends up happening consistently. Half of the number of artists, innovators, the amount of impact that a small amount has is incredible. This spooky phenomena shows up often. It's crazy. It may sound harsh, but it's true, and you should know about it. Big change happens by rare acts from rare people at rare times, and they make a huge difference. The next concept I call the map. Going back to Pareto's Pareto curve, the Pareto Principle, Pareto crunched numbers and consistently came up with this line that showed that split of reality. Yes, the 80-20 rule and Price's law and many other things. The very shape of this line reveals some stark truths. It takes effort and initiative to get started at anything. You have to bring in some regularity and consistency to achieve and rise above the baseline. The middle of any endeavor is not very rewarding. It's hard. It has plateaus and places that will stop and push you back. But if you push through, you get to a place where the process becomes almost effortless while delivering rewards many times what they came before. On the other hand, it's easy to fall back to zero. If you don't build and maintain income, health, friendships, or your freaking house, you risk losing them completely. You have to follow the curve of life and growth by planting your ideas in reality and watering them. Now, the formula. Traction times energy to the power of consistency. It says that good ideas executed well require energy and regularity. The good ideas must adapt to your circumstances with regularity to remain good ideas. Those are the basic ingredients to success in any area of life. Good ideas, executed well, applied regularly while adapting to the changing landscape. That is the formula for success. Now, the compass. Now we're moving on to the more subtle parts. The compass. Life has many areas that build on each other, and each area that needs attention in its own way. I created a wheel of life that follows a well-known model of 4 quadrants and 3 levels. We all begin in the middle, small, helpless, naive, and we grow outward and upward as we become competent and aware, as we learn and apply ourselves to become in any area of life. We expand and nurture our health, our relationships, our skills and competency, and even our happiness and our contentment. These different areas of life each need nurturing and expanding into. The law of attraction. It's not about faking it until you make it. It's about believing it so that you can achieve it, feeling it so you can heal it, becoming it until you've done it. There's a lot out there about the law of attraction, and I will spend some time in the course about it, but it's elusive and a curious phenomena that says that your thoughts create your reality. So it begins internally and eventually extends to the outside world. I think there is truth in it for sure. You have to believe in yourself and the reality you want to create, and you have to step into the feeling of it. Next is the Matthew effect. Pulled from a popular biblical passage, this idea syncs up with every other idea listed here. It basically says, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It means that those who believe in success, those that believe in abundance and are grateful for what they have, will receive more success and abundance in return. Those that look towards the good and create more of it will maintain it, and those that look towards what's wrong and what is bad about life will only receive more of it. You have to be optimistic and grateful for what you have. Again, we'll unpack these more in the course. There are 2 more in this category, but they're so subtle that you won't understand them in just a short view, so I'll save those for the course. Now, the pinnacle, the top of the pyramid, the spirit, the being whole, the force that is pulling us up towards our highest good. Values. What do you value? What do you love? Truth, beauty, life? If you use values and grow them, bring yourself through the actions, the feelings, and into wholeness while creating positive change in the world. Values are the tools of self-creation. Know what your values are and use them to create a great life. Any questions? I hope so. That was a crash course in some of the first concepts in what I call Self-Development 1.0. I wish you luck on your journey to a great life. Much love.